Hi friends, it's Carrie at Rockin G Farm, and today on the farm we are going to be in the kitchen because I need to stock up my pantry with some soup mixes, and I am going to show you today how to make those soup mixes so that you will always have those on hand whenever you are in a bind or busy cooking, and you won't ever run out of having the soup mixes on hand. So today we are going to do a dry onion soup mix. It's kind of be like the Lipton onion soup mix, kind of like that. And then we are also going to do a cream of chicken soup mix. These are all going to be dry mixes that you can keep in your pantry, and it doesn't take up a lot of space because you're not going to have a lot or cans to store all of this soup mixes in your pantry. So today I've already got started on our dry onion soup mix, and we are going to use 2/3 cup of dry minced onions, 3 teaspoons of parsley flakes, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of celery salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and a 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper. So all we're going to do, as you can see right here, I've got all my ingredients for both of the soup mixes right here, but I've already put the minced onion flakes here along with the powdered onions. So we're going to put this super simple, and then we're going to we already have all of the other spices in the little bowl: turmeric, black pepper, sugar, celery salt, and parsley. And we're going to put that together, and we're going to give that just a stir to make sure everything's incorporated. If anything has any clumps, we're just going to smash them down. Just give them a real good stir. Oh, that smells really good. And that, my friends, is your onion soup mix that you'll have in your pantry for any time, and you won't run out and end up messing up your recipe because you don't have it at your house. So let me go ahead and put this in a jar, and we'll get started on our cream of chicken soup mix. Okay, I've got a couple of jars here. I'm going to see, I really would like it to stay in this little jar here, but I don't know if it's gonna have enough room, but let me see if that will work. And we'll just kind of scoop that in to here a little bit. Yeah, that's a mess. And then the only thing you need to do when you're ready to use this, when you're making your meals, you just need to make sure that you give it a good shake or a stir before you use the powders. Oh yeah, this is perfect. I did use dehydrated onions that we had made into a powder here on the farm, and I did also use fresh parsley that we were using here, or that I grew in the garden this past summer. Okay, I think that's going to be perfect. So there is essentially 4 packets of onion soup mix, and I'll make sure I tag that really well. And then the only thing you have to do to use this in any of your recipes, shake it up right before you use it, and then you make sure that everything is incorporated. 4 tablespoons for your recipes that call for a dried onion soup mix. Okay, let's move on to our cream of chicken soup mix. So what that's going to need, we're going to use minced onions, powdered chicken broth, and 2½ cups of all-purpose flour, and then your 2 cups of powdered milk, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and that's all we're gonna need. So let's use this bowl here to mix it up in. So let me go ahead and get my flour down. I didn't get it down. Okay, friends, I found some more flour. Also had to go get into our big stash, but I found a small thing of flour here in the refrigerator. But we're gonna start with 2½ cups of all-purpose flour. And you can use whatever flour's on hand, if you like organic or whatever. And you don't have to, I always talk about how you need to sift your flour. When you're doing this, you don't have to sift your flour because you're just making a mix that's gonna sit in the pantry until it's required or needed for use. And so we don't need that. So there's some there, almost another cup. Okay, so that is 2 cups. And here's 1/2. Oh, perfect. Okay, we'll need to get that filled back up. But so far for our cream of chicken soup mix, we have 2½ cups of all-purpose flour. We are going to add some dried onion flakes. So that's going to be 2 tablespoons of dried onion flakes. There's 1, 2, and 1/4 of a cup of powdered chicken broth bullion. So you can get these in little cubes. It took me a while to find the powdered without it being in the cubes. I wanted to find some organic, but no place in town had any organic. So I'm just gonna use what is available to me right now. And I'll just keep that in my mind that I was not able to find organic powdered chicken bouillon, so I need to look online and see if Azure Standard has some and get that from them and try to do that. Just because I saw some of the ingredients, I just wanted it to be a little more healthier. So we are going to put 1/4 of a cup in here, and this is your powdered chicken bouillon. And it also does, I can see it has a little bit of parsley flakes in it already, but 1/4 of a cup of your chicken bouillon powder. So I still have quite a bit left in this jar, so that means that I know that I can make some more of this or make a bigger batch. I'm going to add 2 cups of powdered milk. There's 1. Gonna have to go find some more powdered milk. I'm gonna have to go stock up my own pantry. Okay, friends, I raided my stash of supplies, so that means I have 1 more bag of powdered milk in there. So I'd like to keep at least 2 on hand, so that means I need to go buy some more powdered milk. But I have 1 cup of powdered milk in here already, and we need 2 cups of powdered milk. I think I had a little bit left in there, did I? Yeah. And the reason that I am showing y'all how to do this and make your own soup mixes to have it on hand in your pantry as a staple is because when I was making Thanksgiving meal this year, I needed some cream of soups, and I had no cream of soups. I'm making this so that we can start adding to our pantry and make sure that this is always a staple in your pantry so that you don't have to worry about not having it when it's needed. Okay, so this is 2 cups of powdered milk. We are going to use 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Looks like I didn't put anything out here on my table today. Whew. I have some sea salt. There's 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I do. Okay, and now it is going to be 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Let's see. 1 teaspoon of celery seed. And this is not open either. Oh, there we go. 1 teaspoon. One teaspoon of celery seed. And then there we got it. This is going to be your cream of chicken soup mix that you will use with any of your recipes that call for cream of chicken soup. So let me stir this up and let you see what it looks like. And then another thing that you always need to remember when you are using this, you want to always give it a good shake in the canister that you are storing it in before you use it to make sure that everything stays incorporated really, really well. As you can see, it's all incorporated now, and you can't see, but just a little bit of the pepper and a little bit of the parsley flakes, but that's what we're gonna do now. That pepper sticks and make me sneeze. We're just gonna mix this up really, really well. And then I am going to have to go get a mason jar so we can store this real quick. Okay, so I've got a 1/2 gallon mason jar that I'm going to store this in, because you need to store all of your powdered soup mixes. That is my dog. He's sleeping. So you need to store all of your soup mixes, your dry soup mixes, in a dry, cool place away from moisture. So we're just going to go ahead and put this into our mason jar here, ready for storage. Okay, so this is our cream of chicken soup mix that will be shelf stable for, I would say, probably about 3 to 6 months, as long as you have it airtight and out of a place where it's going to get moisture, so we can use this. And when you use your cream of soup mix, so 1/3 cup of mix, 1/4 cup of water, mix that in a bowl, get it good and incorporated real good, and then use that in your recipe that is calling for your cream of chicken soup. Or today on the farm, we've made 2 powdered soup mixes that are going to become a staple in your pantry, so that the cook in your life is always going to be happy. So make sure that you try this out. Leave comments below if you've made this before, if there's any tweaks that you'd like to add to yours. Thank you, friends, for joining me on the farm tonight as we made the dry onion soup mix, which you will use 1 tablespoon in your recipes that call for onion soup mix. And we also made the powdered soup mix for cream of chicken soup. And remember, you use 1/3 cup of the powdered mix with 1/4 cup of water, and you mix that in really, really well. So guys, try it out, see if you like it. If you like it, give me in your comments what you liked, if you added something in it to make it more savory. And thanks for joining me at the farm today, and make what you have beautiful.